at this.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Tell them what you're doing and who you are.
Trying to get a fire going here with the ferrisium rod. Trying. Not as easy as it looks. Yeah, that was. Huh. I think the Lord is trying to prove something today that you need to rely completely on Him. Because I got the driest sticks that I could get. They snapped like a elephant stepping on a firecracker. And I've got a huge bundle of dry grass under there, and this ferrisium rod still will not get a spark attachment. It's really blowing my mind. I mean, you would think that one of those would catch. All right, got the ferrisium rod here again. Trying to get this to go.
Oh, I saw a big smoke.
Man, that is crazy. Yeah, that's. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and call it on that. Is the video still on? Because I'm going to explain
Yes, it
something.
is.
You can aim it there at the fire, keep it there.
Okay.
I'm going to lay, the reason why I carry that, and my wife and I have some, I'm going to hold that up underneath of the video. I have little bitty fine curls. That's a little bit of a bigger one. But some of these, I mean, I have little bitty, well, I grabbed the same one.
And those are still needed.
Tender curls, still needed to start
Yeah.
the fire. But I have many of those in here in my tinder bundle. And the grass I got from off the bank, I got some, show you that, some punky wood. You know, one thing I didn't try, was in that, and I'm going to try to shoot that in there real quick, in that punky wood and see what happens.
Tell them what punky wood is, dear.
Just old rotten wood, about as close to soil as you can get.
Sometimes it has sap in it.
And that actually seemed to work a little bit. Break that open, clean some of it off the top. If I could get a chunk, because there's actually a little ember. I think that worked better. I actually have a spark.
Looky there.
Gotta baby it. I highly recommend carrying a piece of that. It's going to take, I might be able to work this here. Let me go. see what happens a little over time here with it. Man, get that down and try that a little bit different. Pause in a minute, babe. Did you get it?
Yep. He's just feeding it with small stuff first, and then getting the bigger stuff on as it gets bigger, and that will.
Let that go a minute. Yeah, that was good stuff.
Yep. Just keep trying and trying and trying until you get it.
I might have to, now that we got that perfected, I'll have to do another one better later.
That was good, babe. That was trial and error.
Oh my Lord.
It don't work and we want to give up, but we've got to have fire.
That was a trick.
Yeah, it was.
The punky wood caught the ember of that. I definitely recommend her, if anything, like my wife said, to take the, man, that was a task. I ain't gonna lie to you. That makes you hungry after watch your dress there, dear. We'll do a rescue video when I knock my wife backwards into the creek. Put her down, put her down. I'm sorry. Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyway, we got the fire going. Now we got to put it out again. But anyway, I'm sorry. That punky wood caught that ember. And by punky wood, there was a dead tree that was back up inside of it, and I pulled some of that rotten out. It wasn't like disintegrating, but a good rotten chunk, and broke that off, and then it caught an ember and held it, and then I blew it into existence. It didn't. It was a little bit difficult, but I'm gonna let my wife watch the video again. I'm gonna get these in because my purpose was to do this, and I'm going to do it. Do what? Give me 1 second. My point is, I don't know if you still got it going.
Yep.
I'm going to boil that little bit of water that's in there. If you want to shine it this way, babe. Over there, come up over the top here. I'm getting in this running water. And I'm going to boil about that much water. And see how long it takes, and I'm going to drink it. I'll put it right there on a rock there and see how that works. Amen. That should be plenty enough to boil that water. If not, I'll slide it over and get it in the thing. We're going to let that dry. Let it cool down after it boils, and I'm going to drink it. Can you see it still?
Yes.
I'm going to let that cool boil. I put the 2 rocks there, but just as kind of a little catchment. I was going to set it on top of it, but it didn't work. I'm using this for trial and error. I could have just set it on the ground, but I know that rock's going to hold a whole lot of extra heat too. And it was just in my mind, I'm doing some trial and error stuff. And that's a lot of heat I got going. That pile with this little extra piece I'm going to sit on there. You don't have to do that, dear. That little chunk on it too should be enough to boil that water. And If not, I'll add a couple more pieces to that broken stick I got there. I don't need a lot. I just need a little small fire, enough to boil some water. You don't have to make a giant blazing forest fire to boil the water. Something simple and small, and I could keep, so once I get a little bit of coals, I can run around here and grab other small sticks and put on that, and then I could boil that and empty. I have a container in my bag over there. If you see my bag, can you show my bag? I have another container in my bag, a big stainless steel container and another container. I also have a solar panel over there. That's not a life or death thing, but I use it to charge some of my stuff while I'm out here in the woods. Got it at Walmart. It's a pretty good solar charging unit. And anyway, take a couple more minutes of that too, but it's gonna get going. I know it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move it in just a hair.
That quickly, it's beginning to boil. Look, there's a movie.
What is it? Boils?
Mm-hmm.
I want to wait till it gets to a rolling. It's done though. It's not going to be long at all now. I'm guessing less than 5 minutes. And like I said, once that rock gets warm, it's really going to help out. And it's not a huge fire. It looks big because my wife has it zoomed in, but I wear a size 10 shoe. And that's about the whole thing, including the rocks, is about as big as my whole foot. So I got a tinder bundle, got in the center. Really important to get that good tinder bundle with some punky wood going on it. And then blow the flame in, and then just get those little small sticks. I don't know, was you videoing that? I'm sorry, I was busy.
Did.
The little thin ones, I'm talking like, if you could look at your pinky, and I got a pretty nice sized pinky, but if you could cut that in about 6 pieces, you want thin tendril twigs, little bitty ones that snap.
And
a bunch
stay
of
at
them,
it.
several of them. The more the better. I mean, that way you don't have to redo it, because if you miss your flame again, then have to go back and redo it. It's better to have a nice stick about what would fit in the palm of my hand. Yeah. A nice little bundle of it, like you would call it.
And remember, just stay at it, because, yeah, don't get discouraged. A lot of the videos they show, they practice, and then they do a video and make it look easy, but it's not. I'm going to zoom over here real quick on this water and zoom in, let you see all these beautiful little fishes. I don't know if you can see them here. I love this water, it's so clear. There you go. That's one. That's a good size one. This water's so clear you can see right to the bottom. Good little swimming hole we found off the road.
Well, babe. and then I'm going to cut it off, and then I'm going to
got a boil.
You're on it?
Yeah. We got a boil. Come on.
Okay.
We got a good boil going on right now. And how long do you say it should boil?
I want to go 3 minutes. That's at least
3 with a hard boil.
At least 3 with a hard boil, and then when I'm done with it, because of the stuff that's coming off of the wood a little bit, I'm going to put a hanky. Is how I'm going to do it. I have a hanky in my bag, a bandana. I'm going to put it over the top of my container and poke it down in there, and then after it cools down, I'm going to take water from the creek and pour over the top of the fire to get it out. Then that's how I'm going to do it. I mean, everybody's got their own way. You can sit there and wait till it cools. Look at it now. Put it on there now.
It's on there.
It's rolling now. But anyway, I want that to go for about 3 minutes. It kills all the. You could do it 3, 5. If you're in a hurry, you need to at least boil it 3 minutes, from what I've always heard from people say. That's a good thing to kill anything that's in it. That's a good rule of thumb, indeed.
And I would just like to say, if you're really thirsty and you're having to do this and you really need water, you can actually take this when it gets through boiling and set it at the edge of the creek, and that'll help it cool down a little bit quicker. And then filter it, like he said, through a handkerchief.
So, keep it over that way for a minute. I'm going to get something to show you, something that will help with that. It's good to be prepared, people. Give them a minute. I'm going to show you something. Always good to be prepared. I have a really good multi-tool right here. That's a SOG.
Back up.
Yes, ma'am. This is a SOG, so you can grab the top of it.
Yeah.
Get a hold of the edge of it or the handles, however you do it, and then pick it up and set it there. So it's good to be prepared. If you don't have a way, you could always use 2 sticks, but you'd have to really take your time and use them as like a Y like this, like that, and kind of squeeze them together. You could do that if you took your time and just really went slow with it. It didn't have to go far, but it's been boiling now for a while, and yeah, I believe I'm going to slide the top of the phone down. That's 3 whole minutes, so it's done. I'm going to take it off and set it, and I'm going to show you about what we mean by the water. When my wife pauses that, I'm going to grab it.
Okay.
And I'm just going to set it. It's some cool water. It won't take but about probably 5 minutes in that cool creek water, because that's some cool creek water. And or you can pick it up, move it around again. Obviously, I'll put my hand close to it and try it first. You don't want to get a burn or a blister in the woods. So as a whole, I recommend at least waiting 5 minutes. That's my disclaimer. Wait at least 5 minutes or so for that to cool down, and then come over. Maybe I would recommend maybe take your finger and touch the water first to make sure it's not then kind of judged by the, because if the metal is going to stay hotter a little bit longer. So just kind of, I mean, if you use your common sense when it comes to that, let it cool down just a little bit. Amen. Got an old body armor container, emptied and washed out, and I stuck a rag or a bandana down in it quite a bit, and I'm going to pour my water. Yep. I should have went a little bit slower. Trial and error. Go slow. You can fill it all the way till it gets to the, once it gets wet, it goes in. It had to get wet first. But I'm using that as a strainer to fill out anything that might have got in there. Because there was a couple, if you want to aim in there, a couple little black things from the fire, the burnt ash or carbon, which probably wouldn't hurt me at all to get the carbon in there. But I mean, and it gets a little bit on your cup, I'll clean it off. But that is an invaluable thing to have in your kit, a boiling cup. Like I said, you get a little carbon, but that washes off, and carbon's good for you anyway. Cleans out your intestines, strains out nasty stuff, doesn't it, babe? Cleans it all out. So I'll clean that out until next time. Pull that out, and I'll rinse my bandana off and clean it later too. But sorry, I probably just got water over you. And I got that strained in there. It's slightly warm. I mean, there's nothing in it. And I'm going to try it, and we'll do another video later on to let you know that I'm still alive. This is a clear water stream in Alabama, at the edge of Alabama, and we're not gonna give exact locations and things, but lots of fish swimming around here. They all have only 2 eyes, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do it. What are you gonna do in the wild? So. The only thing that it does taste like is a little bit of smoke from being in the fire. That's it. It tastes it tastes better than any bottled water that you ever had, and it's just a slight bit warm because we set it in the creek. I hurried up for the video, but it's just a hair warm. But to fix that, I could put my top back up on here and put it. The reason why I chose this body armor container, it's a really tough plastic, thick plastic, and so I clean it. I keep one. I drink a lot of body armor, and I keep it in there. I like the big one, not the smaller ones. The big ones holds about, I guess, would that be a quart? Or how much is that? I can tell you real quick if you give me a minute. It usually tells you how many fluid ounces. 28 fluid ounces is what that is. Ideally, I wish it would be a little bit bigger, but this was a free container. And in my LBE, which is lightweight ballistic equipment that I carry as military, I have 2 1-quart canteens that I would fill up in this. If I was doing this, I would fill both my canteens up. I would fill this up, and I have, if my wife shows my bag over there, I have a stainless steel thermos for one thing, and that thermos I have to fill that up as well, and this, and then my 2 1-quart containers. I mean, it's important for water. You see how long it took us to get that. That's why, if you want to point down to the fire for a minute, I use the rocks. You can use 2 or 4, make a little bit bigger ring, and you come up with your own scenario. Maybe you make a ring outside of that and then put 3 rocks in the center. I don't know, whatever you want to do. The sky's the limit out here. I mean, there's no rules of what you have to do. If you did that, you could make a tripod in the center with 3 rocks and then make a bigger ring and make a bigger fire, however you wanted to do that. I did add some extra bigger sticks and just really got it rolling, boil the more, and I wanted dry, dead stuff. People think me, and the wife was talking about that the other day. Amen. People was talking about that. We were talking about that the other day, that when you go out in the woods, people think, well, you're just going to go out there and start a fire. You're going to chop a tree down and fire. The brand new tree is green. It ain't going to burn. The only you might get little green leaves to burn, like limbs, like maybe that big around, if you have already got a massively hot fire with dead stuff, and I'm talking like a 1 foot deep coals, because that just wood stuff is not going to burn. It's got too much sap and water and stuff in it. So you got to have dead stuff to get that fire to go. And I don't want to take up too much time. My wife's wanting to get back in the water, but I really wanted to get that across. These videos that we're doing are kind of trial and error for us as we go forward. Some of our first stuff we're doing and learning, and just it's a lot of knowledge that we've got from survival videos. I think those are important things. Anything could happen at the world at any given time, not just tribulation and great tribulation, but anything, earthquakes, tornadoes, whatever you might need to do, and the powers that be aren't there to help you. It's important to know how to do those things. So,
Amen.
Amen. We will get back to let you know if I survived from the water. Amen.